What is up, survivors? Today we're going to be talking about how to tame a Therizinosaur, tickle chicken, whatever you want to call it, demon bird. There's a lot of different names that are affectionately tied to this poor animal who looks a little weird looking, if I'm being honest. You got this weird gobble gobble turkey neck with a bird head and some claws. It looks like could definitely use a manicure just a little bit. Anywho, enough making fun of this thing. Therizino is probably one of the more useful resource harvesting dinos there actually is so far in Ark. The reason why I say that is because this creature does have 3 different attack modes that harvest different things in general, and that's not even the whole part of it, but we'll get into it. So basically you have a power attack, which is your kind of your claws attack here. You have this little tickle thing. That's what that's affectionately called. But it's called the tickle. It's not the delicate harvest button, it's the tickle button. That's what it does. And then you also have this headbutt like bite attack, kind of sort of. Yeah, like a headbutt. The cool thing about these 3 different attacks is that they actually harvest different things. So your power attack button is going to be great for gathering wood, right? Pretty good for that. Works pretty well, obviously pretty effective. This attack will also be good for gathering like mushrooms off of like the trees. It'll gather a little bit of thatch, but mushrooms like off of the swamp trees. Also good for gathering meats and things like that. And good for harvesting things from tech creatures. So like the oil and the metal and the electronics and the element dust that you would get off of the tech creatures. Definitely good for that too. Your delicate harvest is a little bit different. Now, delicate harvest will still pick up like some of the little stuff here and there, like your flowers and mushrooms and stuff like off the ground, but it's really good at picking fiber up off of normal plants, which also includes silk from the plants that would normally give you silk. Pretty good at picking up seeds as far as like plant Y, plant X, plants, you know, all the different oddball seeds. Pretty good for that too when you're finding the actual plants. Making this thing already pretty good, right? But we're not done yet. You can also use the headbutt attack to pick up berries for you. Now, not only will the headbutt attack pick up berries for you, but it'll also grab hide and chitin and stuff like that. Actually, cactus sap. You'll still get some seeds off of this pickup too. As you see, we got a couple of seeds in here too, like the generic seeds. You got those too. Making this thing kind of a jack of all trades as far as harvesting goes. The other cool thing about the Therizino is that you can actually, when the creature does level up, you get to spend the creature points like normal, but then you actually are able to increase the harvesting values of the creature. Power harvesting is more for your claws and your headbutt, while your delicate is for more like your tickle. What it does is it increases the effectiveness of harvesting those certain resources. And this is in a bonus in addition to the levels it already gets in its stats, so you're going to get both of these whenever you level these guys up. The only things that this guy really doesn't harvest are any things that are like minerals, like silica pearls or stone or crystal, metal, obsidian, oil, those things that come from actual like rocks. Everything else this guy can harvest. Super useful. Kind of a one-stop shop for all this. You know, when you really think about it, something like this, an Anklo and a Dodicurus, and you pretty much have all the harvesting animals that you need, period. Making this guy super, super useful. His stats are already pretty great. So not only is this a pretty good harvester, but he's also a really good damage dealer as well. This is one of the few herbivores that rival, for stat, rival the damage of some of the bigger carnivores. That's right. This guy will rival the damage of a T-Rex. DPS, damage per second output between this and a T-Rex are almost exactly the same. Where the T-Rex will do more damage, this Therizinosaur will actually hit a little bit quicker. And as you can see, this is 98 damage that we're pumping out off of each melee hit, which is pretty impressive. Headbutt attack does a little bit, but it also does more of like a stun as well. The other thing that we have to note is that this is 100% melee. There's nothing, I don't have the melee boosted on this guy at all. So this is 100% melee damage. He's already pumping out almost 100 damage. So this, like I said, this in comparison with something of the big carnivores. I'm talking, you know, Carnos and Allos and T-Rexes and things like that. These guys can stand toe to toe with them, which makes this creature actually really good for boss fights too, because it's a herbivore. So you can take these, breed them up, get a really good melee stat on them, take them into a boss fight, and you can still give them veggie cakes for a quick health bonus while you're in there. Definitely super useful as far as boss fights, good travel mounts, good damage dealers. All around, these creatures are really good. There's not a whole lot of cons that they have against them, other than the fact of not being able to swim very well, which is kind of a thing with most land animals anyway. It is considered a larger creature, so you're not going to be able to shoot from the saddle, which is kind of a bummer. But, I mean, honestly, you don't need to. This guy's pump out so much damage and even inflict a little bit of torpor when they hit as well. So, how do we tame these guys? Well, we're going to go do that and tell you. So just to show you what we have going on here, what we have is a foundation box. It's about 3x4. You could probably get away with 3x3, but this is 3x4. You could probably even get away with 2x3, maybe if you just wanted to make it like kind of rectangular and longer. But basically, we line the sides with stone door frames. Therizinosaurs can definitely hurt wood, and they can even hurt stone a little bit, but they would take them a really long time to blow something like this up, so you got plenty of time to trank it. Just don't leave it in there and walk away, or else it'll blow it up. So we use the stone door frames going all the way up. The reason why is because it's easy for us to see in and shoot the Therizino, and the Therizino can't get out. We also attached the dino gate on here. That's completely up to you, but I put one here so that this is like a reusable trap, you know? If Therizino's spawn all the way up, you know, up on the hill somewhere, putting something down right here wouldn't kill the spawns for them, and we can keep it here and not have to go back and forth, enabling us to capture more and more of them and keep coming back. The other thing we have is the ramp going up here. Now the ramp wouldn't extend all the way out, so I ended up tagging foundations right to the bottom here to get 3 levels of stairs going. Basically, I'm going to get the Therizino to chase me down into here. Therizino drops in, I go through the doorway, the Therizino's now trapped inside, and I can knock it out at my leisure. This is a pretty common trap with some land animals, and again, obviously, if you have a giant fly or something like a Quetzal to just pick it up and drop it in a taming pen, sure, that works. But I do like to go over these taming videos if you were doing this on foot, and this is how we would do it. There's another tickle chicken down here on the beach, so let's go see if we can tick it off. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's mad. Oh god, yeah, it's mad. It's mad. So tickle chicken is chasing me. These are pretty territorial creatures. If you get too close to them, they'll just get mad. Other than that, they pretty much mind their own business for the most part. And bam, there we go. So he's stuck in there. As you can see, it says it's doing 0 damage to it. But if you get close after we knock this out, we can check the stats on it. They will do like 1 and 2 damage to the stone structures this way. It's that, if we wait for it, it's that headbutt. Yeah, that bite attack, that bite a headbutt. You can probably use trank arrows with this creature when you're taming it. Trank darts are just way more effective. They have a pretty good health, and their torpor isn't super fantastic, but they do drain their torpor fairly quickly, so definitely make sure you have some narcotics with you as well. And it looks like we are already running. You're not getting away. You're stuck in a box. Oh god, stay over there. There we go. Sleepy sleep. Sleepy sleep. That's what you needed. Level 14, not too shabby. Alright, well, anyway, so these guys are actually berry eaters, so you want to use measure berries or some version of crops, but if you're looking for kibble, it is the exceptional kibble to tame these guys. Other than that, it's pretty much a knockout tame. Just knock it out, put the food in it, wait for it to tame. Pretty simple process. Not too different from most knockout tames. Once it's tamed, you got to be level 69 in order to make the Therizino saddle. It's going to require fiber, hide, metal, and a little bit of wood to make that, and you do make it on a smithy. So you're going to be a little higher level before you be able to actually ride these guys. Still pretty good base defense if you don't have saddles yet, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. You can also breed them. They do lay eggs, and another cool thing about their eggs is they are used to make some high-end kibble, making Therizinos even more useful. Oddly enough, their eggs are used to make the same kibble that you need to tame them, which is kind of funny. But exceptional kibble is pretty good. It's like, you know, 1 level away from being the best kibble. So having these guys hang around having these guys around in general is pretty good. So you're getting a fighter. You're getting something that can fight things. You're getting a pretty good travel mount that has a decent speed, an excellent resource harvester, decent with really good with putting out damage, doesn't take up a whole lot of room, lays eggs, and is breedable. Pretty awesome all around. Like I said, there's very few cons with these guys. Obviously they can't fly and their water travel is kind of but other than that, you can't really knock a Therizino. They're pretty good, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But that's it, guys. That's a Therizino. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you all in the next one.